Today we're gonna go on our first real toy hunt, and I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. Hey everybody, welcome back to the journey. So most of the time I have episodes planned out. I mean, I'm a planner, it's just who I am. But for this one, I decided to do what other collectors do and just go on random toy hunts. But we are gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna visit my 4 favorite vintage toy shops here in San Diego, and we're gonna visit some random pawn shops and antique shops. So I'm hoping to hit 6 stores at least today, 4 being vintage, and 2 being random pawn shops. And there's also 1 shop that we haven't been to yet in San Diego. So if we can and visit a 5th vintage store, we're gonna do that today too. And most of these shops buy or trade collectibles. So I'm gonna take some things and try to sell them or get store credit. So I think it'd be fun before we go to take a look at what I'm trying to trade. And also, I think we should make a list of what we need. So I'm gonna try to get at least 1 vintage loose figure. It has to be complete. I'm gonna try to get 1 graded figure, or if we find a great mint on card, I'm gonna get that. We might get both, but if we have to choose, we have to get the graded figure. And also, I think it would be fun if we find 1 vintage oddball item. And I'm hoping to find that at a pawn shop, but you can never tell with those. So if we find one in a vintage store that's an oddball item, like I collect Burger King glasses, if I find a Burger King glass on this run, I'm gonna get it. So I have no idea what's gonna happen other than I'm gonna bring these, we're gonna try to hit up 5 vintage shops, and we're gonna try to hit up 2 pawn shops or 2 antique stores. So we have a lot to do, so let's sort through all these toys. Yeah, so we have a few things here that we're gonna be selling. A lot of things that we're gonna be going through. Here's the first little batch right here. This is kind of cool. I don't know how much this is gonna get, but we'll look it up and we'll check it out. All right, so we have a bunch of Force Awakens Rogue One. So this is kind of cool. We got a Kylo Ren VC-117, got a Hux, Director Krennic, got a Stormtrooper from Rogue One, TIE Fighter from Rogue One, got a Finn, got the Imperial Ground Crew from Rogue One, and we got a couple of Kylo Rens. All right, we got some Episode 1 goodness. We got Darth Maul and his Sith speeder. We got Darth Maul carded. We got Ki-Adi-Mundi, Gasgano, little Newt Gunray, and I gotta dust these off. They're a little bit dusty. And we have Darth Sidious himself. All right, we have Sebulba's Pod Racer. Sebulba always wins. Nice clear bubble too. And we have a Trade Federation Droid Fighter. Nice box too, so we'll see how much we can get for these. All right, we got a Kylo Ren 12-inch. All right, we have Rey's speeder. I don't know why I have this. I think it was a gift, or maybe I just saw it and picked it up. Maybe it was a good deal, who knows. It's a little vintage replica lunchbox. Really nice though. We'll see how much we can get for it. We have a little battle droid with a stat. We have a Luke and a Vader 2-pack, and Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan. I've had this for a very long time. It's Gollum from Lord of the Rings. All right, so here is Poe's X-Wing. We have these Metallica McFarlane toys. The bubble's super yellow, but I don't know. Let's go and see what, I don't know what we can get for them. The symbol's falling down right there. We got Lars right here. Jason Newsted, who's no longer with the band. All right, here's an interesting piece. Before they updated Star Tours, they released these, like a little sneak preview. So we'll see, and it still works. So we'll see how much this is. Yeah, so I just checked this out online. It's going for like 300 bucks average, 350 at the most. And this is a mint and sealed box. It's never been opened before. So yeah, I think I'll hang on to this one. So I just checked this one out too. It's a Darth Maul #2 Black Series. So it's going for about 100 bucks on average. Maybe that's, overpricing it, but this is a mint and sealed box, never been opened before. And the box is in pretty good condition. So maybe I'll hang on to this one for a little bit longer. Here's a Darth Vader 12-inch vintage collection, number 62, Han Solo trench coat. And we have a die-cast First Order tie. I got these on a whim. I just saw them and decided to buy them. So we're gonna make room for our Star Wars vintage toys, and yeah, we don't need these, so we'll just sell them. So with our containers fully packed, Lexi and I headed out for a journey. And the thing I love about living in San Diego is that the weather is always great for getting out and going on adventures. And there are a ton of great things to do. But it's a big and spread out city, and the toy shops that we want to hit today are nowhere near each other. So this is gonna be an all-day trek. And first we're heading to TC Rockets, located in central San Diego in Mission Gorge. TC Rockets has an amazing array of collectibles, from comics and modern figures from all lines, as well as vintage toys, whether it be He-Man, Transformers, and things that you wouldn't normally see. Plus, if you're into playing Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or other card games, they have amazing tournaments and gatherings here. Plus, the staff is pretty awesome. And their Star Wars collection is amazing here. From modern to vintage, you will walk away with something, I guarantee you. So I'm looking to sell some of my items, and the staff here at TC Rockets looked up all my items to make sure I got the best trade, and they made me an offer that I was more than happy with. And since they know I love coming here and I love buying vintage items from them, I got an excellent deal on the whole lot, and I decided to go with the store credit to get the max value. And there were items that I had my eye on. First, with the oddball collecting item that we wanted to get. And I found a really great Burger King glass that I actually needed, and I was able to ask for a lower cost, so I got that for $15. Next, I looked at a graded IG-88, graded 85 by CAS, and we asked for $225, and we made that deal as well. So by selling all of our items, we still have store credit and are able to come back and get some more items. So next, we're headed to La Mesa, where another one of our favorite vintage shops is, Toy Addicts. This place is awesome. Comics, modern toys, vintage toys of all lines, and one of the best loose Star Wars vintage items for sale in San Diego. Plus, the owner of Toy Addicts is always buying great lots from collectors, so there are new items every week. And we found a great Minton card, 88, so we had to pick that up for $80. Next, we're headed to Mission Valley in San Diego to a store that has a huge assortment of collectibles for everyone of all ages, comics and stuff. And I'm looking for anything Ahsoka Tano here. Now, they don't have a great selection of vintage Star Wars toys, but for a modern collector, this place is great as they have a big selection from all toy lines. We didn't find anything here that we wanted to pick up, but I love coming here to check out what they have. I took a stop at a different mall to head to the Lego store to see if I can get my hands on the new Ahsoka Tano Lego headset, and they were out completely. Now we're headed to a store that we have never been to, and I have had dozens of collectors say I have to go there. Now we're headed to downtown San Diego to check out a store that I have never been to, Now or Never. I love the atmosphere of this shop, and it's located in a great part of downtown San Diego next to great restaurants and shops. And upstairs is almost entirely devoted to Star Wars toys, and the selection, it's pretty awesome. Both vintage and modern Star Wars figures can be found here, and the inventory is always refreshed because they buy toy lots from collectors, so you want to come back here often to find out what they put in stock. Now, I still have to grab a loose vintage item for my collection, but I also wanted to grab a beater stormtrooper for my vintage do-bag that I have had since I was a kid. So I grabbed that and made a deal to buy that for $10. And we also looked at a few Walrus Man figures, and I picked up one that we're gonna take a look at when I get home. So now I'm headed to Ocean Beach in San Diego, and there are a ton of cool antique stores here. So I popped into a couple of them and found some cool items, as there are always people who sell items here that may not know what they have, so there's always surprises to find at shops like this. But on this run, even though we found some things that were cool, these aren't the droids that we're looking for. So we headed to one of our favorite comic shops, Galactic Comics. But I came here twice, once as you're seeing here, and the day before I edited this video because I really wanted to include this shop, and it was gated, locked, and closed. I haven't contacted the owner yet to find out the status of the store, but all the inventory is still inside. So I hope they are just on a temporary shutdown, as there's some pretty cool stuff inside. So heading back home, here's all the things that we got on this run. We got our Empire Strikes Back Burger King glass that we can add to our collection. And I love these glasses for the nostalgia of them, as I had these when I was a kid, and if I see more out in the wild that I don't have, I'm definitely gonna grab them. And I also got an 85 graded IG-88 from CAS. The case and the figure look great, and I'm making a small dent in my grading run, but I'm happy to add this awesome figure to the collection. And we also picked up one of our other favorite droids, and that one just got more famous from the Book of Boba Fett, 88. It's a great looking card, unpunched. The bubble is slightly yellow, but that's standard for Return of the Jedi cards because of the fire retardant they use in the factory. The card is slightly wavy, and there are a few dings on the corners, but I'm not gonna grade this one, at least not yet, but I'll be happy to place this inside an acrylic to add to the collection. And finally, I also got a beater stormtrooper that I can add to my childhood dewback. And I picked up a saddle from a seller on Facebook named Brett. So the only thing that I'm missing are the reins, and I would love to get a 3D printed shoulder pauldron that would fit a vintage figure. So if any of you know where I can pick one up, let me know in the comments. And we also picked up this Walrus Man. And I know what you're saying. Didn't this figure make your top 10 worst Kenner figures? Well, yes, but I still have to collect him. And after getting him, he's kind of growing on me. So I may just move him to number 11 on that list. And looking at the Imperial gunnery, it says that Walrus Man comes with a blue-black Imperial blaster, and this one looks like it's more on the blue side and not the blue-black side. So those of you in the comments, let me know if I have the wrong combo on this one, or would it be okay to pass in my display case? Let me know what you think about this. And unfortunately, we didn't find any modern figures for our Ahsoka Tano run, but it just so happens that the same day that I was filming this setup, I got a package from eBay. All right, here we go. All right, it's packaged up pretty nice. Oh, there she is. And this was the first figure from the Black Series that we got of Ahsoka. All the rest of them have been repainted and recarded. So this is the original one. And I really wanted to get this one just because it was the original mold of Ahsoka. So the box does have some wear on it. You can see when I put it in the light, there's a little crease right here, which is okay. And there's a little lift right there. It is still sealed though, which is great. You guys know how much I love Ahsoka, and I really wanted to get this figure because it's the first one. So there you have it. We've checked off all the boxes. We got a graded vintage figure, a vintage mint on card, a vintage oddball item, a loose vintage item to add to our display, and a bonus beater figure for our dewback with the saddle. And we got a modern item. So all in all, it was a very successful hunt. So let's do some major crossing off our list. We got the 85 graded IG-88 from TC Rockets for $220. We got the carded 88 from Toy Addicts for $80. We picked up the Stormtrooper for $10 and the saddle for $20, but let's just mark down the saddle, and all we're missing are the reins now. And I picked up my Black Series Ahsoka number 20 from eBay for $32.99, including shipping and taxes. And I'm gonna do a separate series starting soon that goes through my Ahsoka collecting, where I'll be going over her history, setting up my collection sheet for her, and going over the history of the figures themselves. So stay tuned for that new series. And I picked up a super nice Walrus Man from Now or Never for $31. And let's place my Walrus Man in our collector display case. And soon, we're gonna do an episode going over all the figures that I still need, sort of a mid-run checklist, so don't miss that. I'm gonna include some tricks and tips on my spreadsheet and how I organize my run. So thanks for joining me as I went through that day-long toy hunt. I really had fun, and the next episode, I'm doing a toy hunt in Las Vegas. So viva Las Vintage. If you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. It does support the channel. And we finally have our own merch store. So head on down to the descriptions to get your hands on some Padawan collector gear. And yes, there's even some Rami and Jaws gear. And down in my descriptions are links for collecting supplies that you may need. And when you click and buy using those links, it does support the channel, so thank you for that. And please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Star Wars collecting content from me. And also hit that notification bell so you know when videos go live. I post videos every Saturday. And I'm almost hitting 2,000 subscribers. So here is the figure that we're gonna give away, an unpunched, great looking Re-Yeez. So be a subscriber and stay tuned to hear the announcement in a future episode. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time. If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.